My name is Kaushal Kulkarni. I'm right now a product manager at Flightbase, but before that I was a business development manager. So I transitioned from sales, business development. I did that for about 3.5 years to now product management. And that journey was compounded, I would say, or enabled by AI. And before Flightbase, maybe a quick introduction. I did, hardcore B2B cloud, enterprise sales for a couple of years. Then I realized that, and I did it in Indonesia, in a very different market. But I realized that, hey, let's try something new. Let's work at a startup, see how sales is like. And then that got me to Flightbase. Did sales here for a couple of years, and now a couple of months back I've transitioned to product. And to answer Achal's question, this transition that happened 2 months ago, it all started around a year and a half ago when I started deeply engaging with AI. And I realized that, nothing's impossible now. And if you really want to, chase something, AI will help you sort of enable that. And that journey from sales to product was something that AI helped me do. And it was incremental, not transformational, कि एक रात में पूरी जिंदगी बदल गई, लेकिन over time compound कर के हुआ.
Right. And of course, right now you are handling the product management of a new product where nothing has been decided as such, like who are the customers, what's the pricing model, and so on. So effectively, you're doing everything from a business development to GTM to product management as almost a single person, right?
Right.
So maybe you can talk about the end story right now, the current state, how you use it, just give it a glimpse. And then today's workshop is kind of step in that direction, right? So probably you can talk about how you're using it today and how, like how your CRM gets updated to what you do on the calls, how do you send a proposal, or how you're handling single-handedly the new customers for the new product.
It's actually interesting because I can very quickly do that. So maybe we'll take a couple of minutes to do that, and then I can start with my agenda. Make sense?
Because it'd be good to see the end result, today's result, right?
Yeah.
Where what the time of 6-7 months or so, what Kaushal has put into different aspect to see how he is single-handedly doing lot of things in multiple stuff. We may or may not be able to cover everything and reach at this stage today, but this would be a step in this direction and probably the alphabets or ABCD of going into that direction and giving you a push towards that side. So probably you can talk about the state of the art today, the way you are working, and then we'll start the session really quick.
Yeah, awesome. Can you guys hear me? Loud and clear? Perfect. Can you guys see the screen? Is it legible for the people in the back? Zoom in more. Is this okay? Awesome. So let's look at the timestamps. These are emails that I sent out to all of y'all. I started sending it at 10:30, and these are not manually sent. I was doing that from Cursor, so any CLI tool. So I was using Claude Code to do that with the Zapier MCP. And this may, let's not get into the tech of it, but the point is I told my assistant that, hey boss, मैं एक session कर रहा हूँ, उसमें ये 90 लोग आने वाले हैं, and I want to run a survey. So let's just draft that email real quick and send it out. And within 10 minutes, I was able to come up with the draft that you guys have in your inboxes, create that form and send it out to you guys right through my personal assistant, right? So now one may say that, hey, there are a lot of automation tools for it. There's mail merge, there's Apollo, what's the difference here? The point is not that I was able to send this email out. The point is I can even ask specific questions around anything, any use case that I have. One example, how many of you use HubSpot or Salesforce or any CRM? All right, half of the crowd. So my biggest pain point with a CRM was I would never use it. That was my biggest pain point first. Because the amount of time it takes for me to actually go there, update things, fetch information was a pain, right? And okay, if you have a bunch of sales ops guys who can get you that information, you're in a very lucky spot. But then it's expensive, and we can't really afford to do that. And plus, talking to those guys is not always fast. So what I did, and you can read this prompt if it's legible, is Sean Muldoon is someone that I wanted to reach out to today, right? And I said, hey, what's the email of Sean Muldoon? And based on the latest engagement that I have with him, what is an email that I can draft as a touch point? And this is Claude. So Claude is again set up as per my requirements. Claude was able to go, it understood the context, fetch, go to HubSpot, get the user details of Sean, understand which company he's from, what his title is, what his phone number is, every information that you would probably need, what is the latest engagement that I have with him, and come up with an email draft which is in my tone of writing, right? That is very important. Not just writing, but writing as you would write. Now, this is one use case again of email writing, but imagine if I want to draft a proposal for Sean. Now I can do the same in this chat. What was the last conversation that my team had with Sean, and I can also maybe research about Sean and get things going. So a lot of this took dedicated effort to set up context files or set up projects. So I actually, before we start, what I'd want to do is I'd sent out a form to all of y'all, which a lot of you guys have filled out. Those of you who have not filled out, it's not an issue. But let's just go to Claude, and so no raise of hands here, yeah? I mean, we are now AI native, so we're not going to ask कि कितने लोगों ने Claude use किया है, count कौन करेगा? So please help me plot a chart on the questionnaire that my attendees had filled out. So let's just understand how many of you actually use what tools and where are you guys at, okay? So I've just pasted it, nothing fancy, and asked it to analyze that information. The questions I'd asked for those of y'all is what LLMs do you regularly use? So I see a lot of ChatGPT, Perplexity, and just one person using, a few people using Claude. And how many of you have set up projects? That's one question. In that I see only a couple of people don't know what that means, that's fine. And how many of you have set up MCPs? If you don't know what that means, don't worry, we'll cover all of that. So today's agenda, and I'm sorry I did not cover that before I jumped into this, is this, right? So what we'll do is, we'll talk about, what the shift is, what's the shift between prompt engineering and how we're now moving into context engineering. What context engineering is, it's not engineering. So those of you who are not from an engineering background, don't worry. It is something very trivial, very simple, very intuitive that we'll cover. Then everything from explaining context, everything down the line will be driven by context engineering. That is setting up projects. How do you capture all the right context for your LLMs? How do you set up MCPs? And then a few advanced tips for like Claude Code. How can you use Claude Code as a business developer? The end goal that you guys, all of you will walk out with is one project customized to your organization that you can use for all your tasks. So that could be role playing with customers, that could be researching your customers, drafting proposals. So it's not just proposals. I know the message said proposals, but the end state is you guys walk away from this room with a personal assistant in your pocket or in your bag, depending on what device you use, and you guys get cracking. And then I'll also share some collateral on how you can do that with your fellow teammates. So this is a little different. That's why I hope everyone has a laptop. If not, they can use a phone. It is possible. But if you're not comfortable, you can tag along with any of your buddies for that laptop. Okay. So let's see what Claude is saying. So 16 people of you from 25 use ChatGPT, Perplexity 3, Claude 2, and Gemini 4. Most of you all have set up projects. That's good. That's good. What we'll do is I'll share best practice for the yes bucket, best practices on how to set up projects. For don't know, don't worry, we'll cover that at the start. And for no, great. We'll set this up together. And MCPs, a lot of you all have not set that up. Okay. Perfect. Just the minority people. And a lot of you have paid subscriptions. Some of you don't. Okay. So what we'll do is now, before we jump into the session, we will do the prereqs. Okay, so pull out your laptops, guys. Log in kar lo. Battery charge hogi, hopefully. तो charge kar lo. Wi-Fi, right? So there is one slight hiccup. We don't have guest Wi-Fi today. So yeah. If you all are comfortable with the hotspot, let me know. Else we'll figure out something. Else we can use some of our hotspots.
Saturday we have it, but we had a major switch and upgrade to the Wi-Fi, so we still don't have the guest Wi-Fi setup right now.
Okay.
So
yeah.
For today we have to use hotspot.
Right. So once you guys have logged in and ready to go, एक बार सुन लो, फिर then we'll give like 2-3 minutes and you guys can continue. You guys need to do two things. One is the tool that you use. So those of you who have paid subscriptions, you guys can use Claude or ChatGPT. अगर इन दोनों के paid subscriptions है तो please वो use करो. अगर paid subscription नहीं है तो you can go to Grok, Grok or Gemini. Okay? Clear? Okay. So I know I sort of dissed on raising hands, but let's do that for once you guys have completed. So we'll do a quick check-in. So you guys are with me? Raise of hands. Okay, this is not complex, so most of you will follow along. Jinke paas, I have sent out an email to most of you guys. You guys should have the link in your email. Please open that link. If not, then please scan this QR code. It's the same form that you guys filled out, but in the description we have a few useful links that we will use throughout this session. You don't need to fill out the survey now, it's okay. Just once you go on to the link, please open Whisperflow, the second link. Please click on the second link that is shared. QR, okay, sorry. Once you guys have the form, open the second link, which is Whisperflow. Yeah, just sign up on Whisperflow. It's a free account. My team is laughing because I've sent out a referral link. So we get free months. My BD is not gone out of me. No, it's going to be very useful. We're not going to type in this session because typing is very H1 2025. Yeah? So let's get cracking. Once you guys have clicked on the Whisperflow link and signed up, just give me a quick raise of hands and I'll keep observe. Yeah.
You can probably open Whisperflow and just quickly walk through
sure.
while people are doing that.
So Whisperflow, download it for Mac. Sign in with your work email, personal email. That's fine. Is it there for Windows?
I don't see an app download prompt, but web can use on web.
You can use it on the web?
I'm getting on Windows.
App download. Okay, download is also starting.
Yeah, download is started. Cool. Okay. So those of you thinking, why am I downloading an application? I can give a quick demo. So while we are interacting with any LLM or any tool, we are going to be talking to it. So I want a table for the data that you have captured, right? So everything that we're going to do is going to be by talking to our systems, and Whisperflow helps with that. Trust me, you guys will really find this useful when we get onto with the session. Yeah. Those of you who are on your mobile phones, log into. So if you don't, all these applications, Claude, ChatGPT, Grok, they all have mobile applications. Please download them on your mobile and log in. You can download Whisperflow on your mobile, but I wouldn't recommend it for now. At least let's set you guys up with the application.
We have to open Grok or ChatGPT page.
Yeah.
Whisperflow is a different tool altogether.
Yeah.
So again, adding to the context, because we need to talk more to LLM, right? Typing is really slow. Speaking to a computer and typing through speaking has become the norm today, right? So you'll be doing a lot of those things, and because of the voice models, it has become much more accurate to do that, which was very difficult before with traditional voice to text model and dictation models there, right? So Kaushal is just helping you set up some base tools so you even work and type in a AI native way. So has everybody downloaded? No? Just take time? Okay.
So out of four, which one is it?
All are good. There is no, I mean, I prefer Claude, but that is for reasons that I will communicate in the session. So the question is, out of the four, what is the tool that you recommend, like Claude, ChatGPT, Grok? For what we are doing for 80% of the use cases, all are more or less on the same level. Doesn't make a difference. If you want to get to that 20% that I'm going to talk about in the session, with MCPs or even Claude Code, then certain tools are better. Okay. And those of you who have sort of already done this, and I know some of you might already have projects, let's just follow this process. You know, it'll be a much better way to set up how your projects are for, you know, the best use case. Okay, raise of hands. How many are with me with the application downloaded and logged in? It's okay, Whisperflow we'll figure out later. At least let's get on to our Claude, Grok or ChatGPT. Done? Raise of hands very quickly. Straight. दिखना चाहिए. Okay, middle section क्या हो रहा है? नहीं, क्या हो रहा है? Taking time.
But Claude ChatGPT the login kar do. We'll start with that. Whisperflow will
Yeah.
happen at the back. Will get downloaded and installed.
Okay.
But let's
Yeah.
go ahead.
All right. So most of us have already used LLMs. How many of us understand what the context window is? Raise of hands. Okay. Sir in maroon, what is the context window? As per you. As per you. Sorry, your name?
Both
Oh,
are in maroon, sir.
sorry. Sorry. And the person in the back is. Yeah. Your name first, please.
Yeah, my name is Swanand Kulkarni,
Okay.
and context window is something like how many tokens are allowed, like in an LLM, that it can say kind of take as input, and on similar lines, how many tokens it can say kind of put it as an output.
Okay. And what is a token? Anyone? Does anyone know what do you know what a token is?
Piece of word.
How much detail you want on that?
Piece of word.
Yeah.
Single word.
Yeah.
A word or chunk or something.
Yeah. So typically 3/4 of a word is a token. Simple. So if you have 1 million tokens, you have 750,000 words. 3/4 of a word. Mota mota. Why I'm asking this question is because there is a vibe shift, a shift in how the technology is taking place. And does anyone know what has happened in the last 3 years, 2 years with respect to context window? So, does anyone know?
At least 10 times
10 times? Just 10 times.
every around like a year or 8 months.
Every 8 months. Okay. So it has increased, and it has increased quite exponentially, right? So I can't do the math very quick, but yes, it has increased drastically. When ChatGPT came out with 3.5, that was the first time we started using ChatGPT in 2022. The context window was merely 4,000 tokens or 4,000 words. So you could only give 4,000 words to ChatGPT to get you your output, okay, more or less. And now we have gone to 400,000 words. Now, just for context, initially we had 3 pages worth of information that we could give to ChatGPT. Now we can work with almost 940 pages of information. Now, how does that change things? So earlier, किसी को याद है, like there was this big craze around prompt engineering, right? Everyone was talking about prompt engineering. Today also we all talk about prompt engineering, but a lot of thought leaders or just general users of LLMs are now moving from prompt engineering to context engineering. And Dharmesh Shah, he's the CTO of HubSpot, he's put it out very well, okay? Prompt engineering was like learning to ask really good questions, right? So if you have only 4,000 words to get your job done and ChatGPT is trained on दुनिया भर का knowledge, you ask what you want and you get an answer, right? You ask, help me write an email XYZ, in these are 3-4 emails that I have. They will help you write an email based on your instructions. But context engineering is like being a librarian who decides what book someone has access to before they even start reading. Basically now, if I email का example लेते हैं, I asked ChatGPT today, these are 3 emails that I really like. Please help me write an email for this 4th email. It will have context to how everyone in the world has written emails and your 3 emails and write a 4th email. But if you give ChatGPT a manual on how emails are written in your organization, or how to actually this, has anyone read How to Win Friends and Influence People? Yeah, so give that book. उसमें बहुत email writing के tips हैं. So I want to write like Dale Carnegie. I also have my own manual of writing. So as a librarian, you're because, and why are we able to do that? Can anyone answer? Why are we talking about giving books and not instructions? दोनों same ही है ना, मतलब मैंने तो अभी 3 email दिए हैं और अभी ये book दे रहा है, मतलब उसमें फ़र्क क्या है? Anyone wants to take a dig at it?
In book there are multiple like iterations given, use cases are given, while giving the 3 emails that I like is very limited context.
Right. So I heard limited context, which is I think the key word here, right? And okay, for writing emails, probably you will be fine with 3 emails, right? But what if you want to write a big proposal? What if you want to do a lot of research on your prospect, maybe a 4-page research on your prospect on what is his favorite ice cream, and use that in your email, right? The more context that we can provide, the more information that we can provide to any LLM, the output increases or improves. Why? Is because the LLMs, they are trained on दुनिया भर का knowledge, right? but not on your knowledge, right? Okay, Dale Carnegie, they'll know, but what is the SOPs of how you write emails? You know, who is who is Kaushal Kulkarni? What are his likes, preferences? Now, the more information that we can give, LLMs, because of their reasoning capabilities, can now give us much better outputs. So, whoever says or used to say, ये hallucinate मारता है, या फिर ये सटिया गया है, मतलब वही same thing. The only reason that is happening is because we are not using it properly. We are not giving it the right context. All on the same page. So why I'm establishing this is because today is not about writing proposals. You all can write proposals on using ChatGPT. I have no doubt in that. Today is about how we curate context, create a project, and create an assistant for you guys, for your organizations, such that you can do 4 to 5 tasks, 10 tasks, whatever task you want to do. Okay? Awesome.
So context is more like a filter actually. So what I want to add this thing like context is more like of a filter. As you quoted the example, you have given 3 emails. If you directly tell the LLM or any model, language model to write the 4th email, he will write the email as per what Kushal Kulkarni has written, what is his grammatical approach towards it. Also now in second case, if you are putting a book inside it, so you are giving instruction on globally how the people are writing email, so he will take that thing, filter it out with your context. Like out of this, the union between the book and the Kushal, then he will write the 4th email. So that's more like context is like filtering the overall knowledge what we have in the LLM as per your or my use case, my company's use case or anything.
Yeah, so I like that, like it makes sense, but it's very deterministic the way you explained it. So it's not that if I give more context, it'll create those unions and filter. It may do that, but the idea is the LLM, and that's why this is a very good quote. It reasons with what is required based on the context, based on क्या मुझे करना है, मैं क्या देखूं. अब मुझे इसमें बस कौशल कुलकर्णी कैसे emails लिखता है वो देखना है तो ठीक है, but अगर डेल कार्नेगी, I'm trying to win a deal in the US, then it may refer to Dale Carnegie's context. And actually, let me give an example before we jump right into this, okay? So let me just show you how I've probably set up my Claude. Right. So some of you know projects, some of you don't know projects, and let's quickly explain that. So projects have 3 key sections, okay? So first is obviously the chat window. So project तो सबको पता है project है, मतलब it's a project where you're isolating your work. Here I have a project for prompt generator, so it will help me generate prompts. So in the description, you are a prompt writer for a business development manager. Now it has to change, but that's fine. Who has a range of daily activities XYZ. First entity is chatting. Second is instructions. We'll come to this. And third are context files. Okay. So now here with projects, how do you normally use Claude or ChatGPT? You type in, this is how the interface is. Now what will Claude do? It will probably search the web, it will go through whatever its training data is, then give you answers. But if you set up projects, now you are able to do context engineering, where you are able to give it relevant context. जैसे prompt generate करने के लिए, and I'll actually show this to you very quickly. Yeah? So I saw this really nice video for prompt engineering in 2025 by Lenny. So those of you who know Lenny, is a good podcaster. I really like the video. So usme there is a guy called Sander Schultz, Schulhoff, who came in and gave 4 or 5 techniques. So what I did, I created a transcript for this. Then I created a one-pager. Oh, sorry, not this. yeah, I created a one pager and I said, these are all the techniques that Sander Schulhoff uses for prompting. For context, Sander is the god of prompting. Now I am following the best practices from the god of prompting. Right? Now if I create a prompt using my prompt generator, right? जो भी Sander करता है मैं कर रहा हूँ. Can we realize how powerful? Can we take a second and let this soak in? Right? I want to invest intelligently. Benjamin Franklin, वो intelligent investor का मैंने book डाल दिया. I want to run a business like, I want to be a productier like Steve Jobs. There are so many things that you can unlock by giving it the context that you want to give, right? So today we will go through a bunch of prompts, create a project for your organization so that you can create a project where you can start strategizing for your GTM activities. Sounds good? Okay, so enough talk, let's get cracking. In the form, you will find a document link. Please open that. That's the first link. Okay. Who doesn't have the form? Raise of hands. Okay. Please scan using this code. You don't need to fill the form, just use it for the links in the description. Yeah, the first link in the Google form is a document with all the prompts. Awesome. All right, so those of you who lag behind thoda, just, sometimes when you're dancing and you don't know what the next step is, what do? You look at the side person, you're like, ये क्या कर रहा है? वैसे करके catch up करते हैं, ठीक है? तो अभी the prompts that we have, let's run the first prompt. Let's copy this and head on to, okay, who's using ChatGPT? Paid. We need the paid function. So everyone who has the paid version, okay? So in ChatGPT, paste the prompt. Also, sorry. Have we installed Whisperflow, everyone? Awesome. So what we will do is, depending on how you've set it up, it should either be the Option key or the Alt key on your laptop, and you should be able to talk. You should be able to talk to ChatGPT and give it instructions on how you would want to create your context files. Okay, so you should be able to do this.
Function key on Mac.
Function. Function.
By default it does
Okay.
function. On Mac, not sure about Windows.
Okay, so yeah. If not, let's test that out. Yeah, I don't see people talking. What's happening? Still not loading? Okay, no problem. What we'll do, no problem. We'll do this in parallel. Let's at least start running the first prompt, okay? So copy this prompt, company research prompt. Let's give it a quick read. Everyone, attention on the screen. What we are doing is we are going through your company's name, which you will put in right now. Go through the history of your organization, mission, vision, product portfolio, market position, go-to-market strategy, customer analysis. And this is not strict, right? I mean, I created this, you guys can experiment on this, but we are going to first do deep research on your company, okay? So let's copy this. Let's go to your LLM of choice. Claude कौन use कर रहा है? Claude जो भी use कर रहा है, toggle the research button. Okay, that will turn on the deep research. Okay.
Excuse me, just 1 minute.
Yes,
I
please.
want to speak to you something in person.
Yes, please.
See, this prompt which you have given, right, it can put any website on DDoS because last week it happened in our organization. Some of our employee has run similar kind of prompt which has gone calling into the website of the company and it was actually, it has pulled down the company.
Okay.
Okay, so just a word of caution,
Yeah.
means if there is a danger of DDoS
Yeah.
attack on our
Sure. Sure. So the
So
yeah.
perplexity is unfiltered right now.
Yeah.
So Cloud put a case on like perplexity because
Yeah.
its bot was not detected.
Sure.
Cloud is still safe, right?
Sure.
But Gemini could be again a problem.
Sure. All right. Yeah. Sounds good. So those of you who have any data security concerns, use any website. Yeah. Any company website. That's not your website. If you have in your organization, if you have any constraints, let's do it on Google. It's okay. Like no issue. All right. So in ChatGPT, please toggle on deep research. You can see it in the tools section. And in Gemini, I've never used. Is there deep research in Gemini? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So in Gemini, you can do deep research as well. Perfect. Yeah.
Even in Grok, there's deep research.
Yeah. In Grok as well. Grok, yeah. So every LLM has deep research. For those of you who are, yeah, perfect. So run the prompt. In all probability, it will ask you what the company is, what is your information. Okay, so let's do it together.
In ChatGPT, I don't see
Sorry?
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
One plus.
Plus, go to the plus sign. Should be here.
this one.
Yeah, deep research. Not yet, but we will get there. Not yet.
Just a normal chat window.
Yes, just the normal chat window. Actually, that's a good suggestion. You didn't suggest anything, but I got an idea. Let's run this prompt and then next we'll create a project and then do it in that itself. So when you toggle on research, it will ask you some specific questions, yeah? Like what is the specific company that you want me to analyze? What industry or sector does your company operate in? So we'll toggle whisper flow baad mein. If whisper flow is there, then talk to it. Else you can just type it in for now. I work with Flightbase. We're in the drone automation space, providing a SaaS software, and we are no priority, just to keep it general. Okay, so once you guys have put down the first prompt, yes?
Prompt is basically from conduct a comprehensive deep research.
Yes. It's
That's the first prompt.
yes, that's the first prompt. It's a deep research on your organization. It could be if you have data security concerns, please do it on do it on your competitor's website. But yeah, what will happen is we will get into a deep research of your organization, and it may take some time. So till then, what we will do is we will create a project. Okay? So in your LLM of choice, if it's Claude, you guys can go to the project section and create a new project. If it's ChatGPT, the same. ChatGPT, you need the paid function, so you should get projects here somewhere. I don't have that. Gemini, click on Explore Gems, and you should be able to create a new gem. Grok, projects create a new project. Okay? While you guys are here with me, let's add basic details. So let's call it, GTM strategy agent. I'm creating a GTM strategist who has all the context on my organization and my GTM strategies and will help me perform key activities such as sales enablement, product pricing, proposal creation, and all the general activities related to go-to-market strategies. Yeah. So I have used Whisperflow to give it some basic instructions on what we are to achieve. Keep it simple. Don't complicate it. I am creating a GTM strategist who has all the context of my organization and my GTM strategies to help me perform key activities such as sales enablement, product pricing, proposal creation, general activities relating to go-to-market strategy. Obviously, we can improve this and we can iterate on this, but it's okay. For starters, just create a project, give it basic information. जो phone पे हैं, whoever's on their phones, you guys can also create projects. It's not limited to just laptops. In fact, if you're using Claude on your phone or ChatGPT on your phone, even laptop, you can use the dictation feature. So that will be helpful. Everyone with me? Who's not with me? Who's not with me? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Why? Like how can we help? Okay. You just came in, no sir? So let's tag you up with sir and he can help you. Okay. Those of you who are not with me, किसको नहीं पता क्या करना है, lost है, confused है. Your LLM is still not there yet. Like, sorry. I'll come there.
Project, the first question, you can start a new project, let it work. Let it work, you can start another one. So, पीछे करता रहेगा.
अच्छा. Not yet. No. Don't put the prompt in the instructions. Yeah. So I understood what's happening. Okay. So the prompt is running. You can always still go and create the project. So अभी भी वो research हो रहा है मेरा. And you will see with deep research, the agent crawls multiple sources online and gets relevant information based on your prompt. So for Flightbase, for the mission, it's going to our page. For funding details, it's going to Traction. For go-to-market strategies, it's going to the pricing page, the enterprise GTM strategy. For case studies, it's going to the relevant case studies page. It takes 4 to 5 minutes because it does a very thorough job. Can anyone tell me why are we doing this? ये क्यों कर रहे हैं हम? Anyone?
Because we are in hands-on workshop.
Sir is funny, yes.
We are trying to create a context.
Got it, perfect.
It's about LLM. How is perplexity? I mean, we are not talking about it.
That's a good question. So perplexity पे भी आप ये सब कर सकते हो. So perplexity is also good for the use cases that we are using it for. But what I've typically seen, the way it is set up, it is mostly for seeking knowledge, like getting information. It's more set up from a search point of view. Whereas the foundational models, they are set up, like ChatGPT, Claude, they are set up more from a reasoning point of view and giving you, जैसे Claude is great for coding, ChatGPT is great for general brainstorming, Perplexity is great for searching. Yeah.
I tried both Perplexity and say ChatGPT. What I found, I mean, when I'm doing GTM and want to identify my customer problems, over there, Perplexity does a better job to let me know what are the problems because it is good at search.
Yep.
And then give that input to ChatGPT. This is what basically my research and then.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's the point. No, that's why I'm. If you notice, चारों tools पे हम खेल रहे हैं, पांचों tools पे. Tools don't matter. What matters is what context you give, or how you prompt, right? So this document that we have created right now, अब ये create हो गया है. So I have this document now, right? Now I can download this as a PDF. Now this is the context of what Flightbase is. Flightbase की किताब है ये छोटी, right? Once I've saved this as a PDF, I can add it to, I can add it to any LLM for my context, right? I can go to Perplexity, I can add it to Perplexity Spaces. You have spaces in Perplexity. So it's the same concept as projects. So if you guys use Perplexity, you can create spaces, right? And here you can add relevant files. So from your local file, sorry, जो मैंने अभी deep research किया है, वो हमने ऐड कर दिया है Perplexity में. Point of this is any LLM that you use, we can, as long as we have the right context, we can create relevant projects. Okay? So सबका deep research हो गया? चल रहा है? Okay. तो तब तक क्या करेंगे? प्रोजेक्ट सबने क्रिएट कर दिए हैं? तब तक ओके. How many of you have tried out Whisperflow right now? Only 2 people, 3, 4, 5. तो शर्मा क्यों रहे हो लोग? ठीक है, ओके. So once you guys have created the project and deep research हो गया है, head to the project, upload your context file. Ideally rename it. Rename it to company context file or whatever. I saw you were coming, so I added Fireflies. Otherwise, I wouldn't have added. I don't like the product as much. No, it's a great product. Good product, actually. इतना plug कर रहा है वो अभी क्या? Don't मत ले. भाई रेफरल लिंक देना जीत. सर्कल बैक का रेफरल लिंक है. सर्कल बैक बोल दिया मैंने. फायरफ्लाइज का रेफरल लिंक है क्या? कहते हैं ना भाई ऑन बोर्ड. Okay, you guys are with me? क्या Fireflies? उसमें क्या है मतलब? चल ठीक है भाई, है अच्छा है. या प्लीज प्लीज. आपको चेयर ला देते हैं. नहीं आप खड़े क्यों रहोगे? कैन आई? नो प्रॉब्लम. पतला हो गया, पतला हो गया, पतला हो गया. गुड. हाँ ठीक है. व्हाट किस किस को प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है? ओके. ओए गाइस, हेल्प आउट ना थोड़ा. रीलोड कर दीजिए. इट समटाइम्स हैपेंस. ओके. कौशल. हाँ
प्रॉम्प्ट है वो सब रन करने एक ही साथ.
सब मत कीजिए, एक ही कीजिए.
फर्स्ट वाला ही
करना है.
हाँ फर्स्ट वाला ही किया.
हाँ. यू आर गेटिंग द आउटपुट. ओके. You got your research? Nice. Sorry? Yeah?
I noticed you have 350 plus sources in Claude. Is that normal number of? That seems very high. Is that?
It does, yeah. So it generally the thing with deep research is pray and pray, but then it takes the relevant sources and gets you.
This is kind of the number that I get in ChatGPT, 27.
Yeah, depends on just how they're set up. It's normal. Even I've got ChatGPT as well with where it's gone and done. Depends on how you prompting. Can you show me the prompt for this?
No, this is the exact one.
Exact prompt you gave. Oh, I gave. Okay, maybe.
Is there a setting somewhere?
No, there's no setting as far as I know. But are you happy with the output? That's what matters. Are you happy with this research? If not, then you can iterate on it.
What I noticed is
Yeah.
with deep research, here some of the links are outdated or broken.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes Perplexity is used because that is live research. Right?
Yeah. So the thing is, you're right. You can do the recency on Perplexity. For context, you can use Perplexity. Yeah. There is no problem with that. In fact, I do that all the time. The purpose of this is, as you said, you have your now preferences. Having your preferences is fine, but having this document is important. Yeah.
If people are asking what to put in instruction, just tell them that you will tell.
Yeah. Can you guys just do a crawl and just check if everyone's on the same page? Rohan, Pranjal, Nivedita. मेरे लिए कॉफी लगा क्या प्लीज? नहीं ये वही अच्छा देना. ब्लैक ही चाहिए बट पूरा चाहिए. अबे भाई एक्सप्रेसो है. पानी के साथ.
अगर हो रहा है और मैं रिफ्रेश करूंगा तो रिसर्च तो फिर भी चलता रहेगा ना.
हाँ चलता है बट वो कभी कभी बग आता है तो यू विल हैव टू प्रोबेबली रीरन द प्रॉम्प्ट. लेट्स डू वन थिंग. हाँ वही करना पड़ेगा. आप एक बार परप्लेक्सिटी पे कर लो, जल्दी हो जाएगा आपका. यू हैव परप्लेक्सिटी, डू इट ऑन परप्लेक्सिटी द सेम प्रॉम्प्ट, यू विल गेट एन आउटपुट. जल्दी से हो जाएगा. ओके ओके okay, superb. So we are all on the same page now. No problem. Let's जिसका research हो रहा है, we'll just give it a couple of minutes for everyone to. Give me instructions, very short instructions for the project, which is around a GTM strategist. Keep it very short. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
रिसर्च किया और एक प्रोजेक्ट फाइल में डाल दिया है. नहीं किया है उसी लेवल पे. मैं लास्ट में.
So when we are setting, say GTM or proposal making, as part of proposal, I also have to give my prices. Then, if someone is doing, say, as you said, competitive pricing, will that guy get my pricing?
No. If you're
Or can I keep it to?
So when you're using your ChatGPT account, whatever, yeah, just 1 second. When you're using your account, your ChatGPT will only have access to your account. Whatever research you're doing right now is on the public sources.
Okay.
It's nothing that they can't find themselves that ChatGPT can't find.
Okay.
कैसे में जेम्स में फाइल कैसे ऐड करते हैं? नॉलेज.
Should be in PDF or doc.
Anything's fine. Typically PDF is better, or MD files. Best is MD files, markdown files. So, did you do your research?
Yeah. I uploaded both.
PDF is fine, docs is also fine, not an issue. Best is MD, markdown, and then PDF, then doc. Sometimes doc, what happens, no? They need to build a code to read it. They can't natively read it sometimes for .docx files, but it's okay. It's a small nuance. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
What if I run my deep research within a project and then I tell the project create a context file?
That's better, and we are going to do that. That's better. We are going to do that.
And now keep this context. This is the company for the moving forward actions.
The problem with that is that you see these chats, no? Every chat has its own context window. So when you start a chat, it's like short-term memory loss. So every time you start, it's like Gajni who reads his hand and goes, okay, I need to.
पेड वर्जन में भी यही है क्या? Cause मैंने GPT में अपना मेमोरी एनेबल किया हुआ है.
Correct. GPT में है, but सारे tools में नहीं है. And even in that, GPT का जो memory है is very ephemeral. Like you can't rely on it completely.
So even the paid version when you enable your memory, we should not rely on.
Fully. Like
I was wondering now.
it'll do a good job, but then I have read that after a certain amount of time, say 2-3 months, it'll start forgetting the previous information. So you need to still preserve your context, and the best way to do that is with these context files. So
Just to clarify, आप जो starting में deep research करके file बना रहे हैं, वो file is the context file for us to be uploaded, right? वो background research होने वाला है for your project or your gem.
Yeah.
So don't confuse those two up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you can do that, and
Single interface, competitor context, something like that.
yeah, and
Now I'm working on my competitor.
yeah. And typically, once you're doing this memory feature also, after a good conversation, do this, like create a PDF. I really like this, summarize this entire conversation. That's a good practice. Yeah. Okay, so we had a good question. One question was that I already pay for ChatGPT and there is an in-memory, like a memory feature, right? So why do I need the context files? Like, मेरे chat से ही वो ना सीख के मुझे क्यों नहीं बता सकता है? There are two reasons for it. One is the in-memory, the memory feature. They don't give us, like ChatGPT doesn't give us visibility as to how much context they are storing, right? Or how much information are they caching on their side. So there may come a time, and it's come with us, that after a month or two, it starts forgetting the chats from the previous, time. So it's always important to be mindful about how you're capturing that context and storing it in your project files. Okay? So although it's good for, thoda complex है क्योंकि like every chat has a separate context window basically. Every chat is a short term is Gajni. Like Gajni उठता है, बोलता है मुझे कुछ नहीं पता, looks at his tattoos and goes, oh, I now know everything. Those are your context files. Does all the tasks and then sleeps and forgets, right? So that is like a chat.
Also, the number of tattoos the Gajni can get on his body is limited, right?
Is limited, but then there are some hacks around that as well.
Because there's some space, right, for
Yeah.
cache. So it is also limited to one. So do you guys have workaround to enable that as well?
Yeah, I'll show you actually. So in Grok, I have a project by the name of Workos. Okay? So this is a tool that we have. I've added so many files. I say, hey, write an email for Gajni, whatever. Right? The last time I had done this, there was an issue, and I'll. So it's not going through because what Grok does is it feeds all the files together. Yeah? It feeds all the files together. So matlab, you see here, one is email examples, the other is projects. But if I'm writing an email, I should only be looking at this, right? Whereas Claude, if I say in Workos, same project, same files, it needs to search the project knowledge. Then what it will do is it will only refer to the relevant context files. Agentically, it will search what is right and then write an email. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to come to. Okay. Superb. So let's proceed forward in the interest of time. Okay. We will have this recorded so you guys can catch along later and you guys can look back and set this up. So what we'll do now, okay, is let's go to the project and let's set up instructions. Now what are instructions? Instructions is, so let's actually double click on the Gajni metaphor here, okay, example. When Gajni, guys, a little bit disturbance from this side, so let's just, yeah. So when Gajni wakes up, okay, that's a new chat. So this is, Gajni is woken up, it does not have any understanding of what it has to do. When I tell Gajni ki go buy milk, then it will first look at instructions by default. By default, it will look at instructions and say, याद आ गया ये 4 चीजें करनी है, okay, ये करना है, मतलब अगर दूध लाने को बोला है तो I need to look at this, या फिर अगर strategy का बात कर रहे हैं तो ऐसा करना है, right? So by default, instructions will be referred to first. So what I want you to do is whenever you add any context file, it is always best practice to update your instructions as well, just to give it a rough understanding of what it has access to, it being the LLM. Let me give you an example. So in this instructions, this is for a work related project that I have given it context on each of the project files for your reference. So agar email examples mein I have my email tone and writing style. So if I'm writing emails, because it has all of this information, you don't have to be very specific about it. You don't have to write if this, then that, else this. No, you don't have to be very deterministic. Basic, you give it understanding, it will be able to reason with itself and know ki email examples is the document for me to write emails. Transcripts. So transcripts of conversations with design partners. अगर कोई भी customer conversation की बात हो रही है, refer to this document. It will do that. So similarly, as in when you keep adding files, you see there are so many files. I constantly keep updating my instructions as well. That helps with telling Gajni, the short-term memory beast or agent that we have, that ये tattoo तब देखना है जब कल्पना की याद आ रही हो, ठीक है? तो I'm gonna stop using that reference now. Okay, so let's update our instruction files. So when having any discussion around flight base or strategies around flight base, I want you to always refer to the flight base context of what flight base does, so that you have an understanding of overall vision, mission of our organization and our product offerings. Okay, so basic hai, and then I'll just save this Now this document, right? This is a hack that I have. You don't have to be so explicit. I just like to write document that gives the history, vision, mission of Flightbase. Right? So I have just updated my instructions. Now, similarly, the instructions can be much better, right? Like you can write, hey, you are so and so, we are doing GTM strategies. I am so and so, I do this, this, this. If you want to refer to me, refer to my Kundli. This is my Kundli. If I always refer to my company document to understand what we are up to, right? So similarly, I have a bunch of prompts here. Let me walk you through some of these prompts. In the interest of time, we won't be able to cover all of them today, but I'm giving you this document so that you can go and do similar research for, let's actually do one together. Okay, let's do one together so that we know what we're talking about. So all of you all write emails, like, right? So let's do that first. So I have a prompt where I am asking Claude to help me create a context file for my email writing style. Okay? So I have asked it to, what it is asking me to do is, the prompt is going to analyze my writing style by a few examples that I have written of emails. So it's asking me to paste my first email, like the email that I really like that I wrote. Okay? So what I'll do is, I really like this email. Again, these are not best practices, like this is not how you would want to do it, but like I'm just sharing some examples of how we can capture 2-3 emails. अभी मैंने एक email paste कर दिया जो मेरे को अच्छा लगा, that I really liked, right? Similarly, let me take another email that I wrote, which is not confidential. Blah blah blah. Let me go to my personal. ठीक है, you get the point. Let's just paste the same emails, but these can be different kinds of emails. Let me give you an example. So I maintain this document, email examples, where I have all my email guidelines. This is a universal framework on how Kaushal Kulkarni writes emails. And I have curated every line of this, right? Ki what are the content principles? How do I write emails? And then I have a bunch of examples, right? That I've written to a bunch of people. And I update this agentically. Like I write an email and then I update this document. Now one may ask why I maintain a document, and the reason is I have this document given to different projects, right? Now workos में मैं emails लिख रहा हूँ, मैं किमको के साथ काम करते हुए emails लिख रहा हूँ, मैं Flightbase, मतलब in different projects I can add these documents. And the way that works is, in the project, you can always go to Google Drive, connect it, and add email examples. And then go to instructions and go, whenever we are writing emails or I want you to write emails, please refer to emails examples. That's it. Like now, whenever I am going to write an email or I want Claude to write an email, it's going to refer to my personalized style of writing. And we are few shorting our prompt. Does anyone know what that means? Okay, perfect. Few shorting is nothing. It's just examples देना. अगर आप एक email लिख रहे हो और आपको बताना है भैया मैं ऐसा, how do you talk to your, if you're a manager, how do you talk to your teammates? You say, hey, we need to create a proposal. We had created one, ऐसा बनाया था, एक ऐसा बनाया था, एक ऐसा बनाया था. इसका reference ले and use your brain and make a proposal. That's how we interact. Same thing. Few shorting is write an email. मैंने कभी तो ऐसा लिखा था, ऐसा लिखा था, ऐसा लिखा था. Two shorting is when you give 2 examples or 1 example. One shorting is 1 example. 2 shorting is 2 examples, n shorting is n examples, right? So yeah, it's very simple, straightforward. So we have just few shorting our prompts with the right context, right? So what we will do now is does anyone want to volunteer for a problem statement that we would want to solve with this? You want to volunteer? Okay. So what is the one, sir, आपका नाम please?
Abhijit Kulkarni.
Abhijit Kulkarni. Okay. Interesting. I'll take this, yeah. So, yes, Abhijit. So what we'll do is, I want you to tell me one pending item from this week that you wanted to clear, which we can do together, non-confidential. Of course, we can, like, work related.
And related to GTM only. Otherwise, list is pretty big.
Let's stick to GTM. Let's stick to GTM.
Okay. So I want to create.
1 second. So what I'm going to do, best practice again. I'm opening the voice memo app on my phone, and with consent, sir, can I record?
Yes. Even that is recorded, right? My consent.
Yeah. Hey, that's good point. Good point. So yes, yes. Please repeat. Yeah.
So I want to calculate ROI of my products, the benefits that customer will get by using my products or solutions.
And how do you plan on doing that? If you were to do it in a non-AI way.
In non-AI way, basically I would like to understand customer problems and what it would basically, I mean, how much money customer is spending now on that. What are the areas where efficiencies can be brought? What basically efficiencies my solution will provide, because I will not be able to address all their concerns, and how much it will be able to save my solutions, and obviously then cost and benefit analysis.
Got it. So these are prospects
Yeah.
with whom you're already having conversations. They have not necessarily bought your product yet.
Yes.
You are identifying their pain points and putting a dollar value against it,
Yes.
and how much your product can help save them
Yes.
for the same pain points.
Yeah.
Got it. Now the question that I may have is, how do you get that information on conversations or on the pain points? Do you have them already?
I don't have that already. All that I have is probably some general information only. Okay, I mean, let me be clear. We operate in the area of facility management, which takes care of asset management and availability of critical equipment.
Okay.
And the industry that we serve is airports, data centers, pharmaceuticals, and in all this, basically energy consumption varies from 30% to 60%.
Got it.
So, and the current focus, yes, I mean, there is always some, scope for saving energy. Now, say, let's take example of any data center. Those are basically, I mean, we talk about 60 megawatt or those, and then there are at high.
Sorry to interrupt you. So let's role play. Let's say I'm a customer. We're doing a customer call. Basic 3 to 4 minutes. You decide what should I be? Should I be an airport? Should I be a data center?
Airport.
Okay.
So let me
yeah.
be clear. My co-founder is also here, so she wants to data center or airport. Okay.
Actually, you guys should data center. Okay.
Data center, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a lot of expenses, I have a lot of energy consumption, a lot of organizations are asking me to install GPUs now, which is really a big, there's a big challenge in the supply chain industry, not getting a lot of GPUs, but even जो आ भी रहा है H100s, H200s, उनको install करके I am going to see a lot of energy consumption spike. I don't know how much, but it will be a lot.
So if you are using GPUs, obviously it will require more energy and it will result in more bit. So it's going to be problem. Do you see, based on your experience, what are the areas how you can where you can optimize energy consumption? Do you know basically? I mean, if there are any say as part of your HVAC system, cooling systems, which will help you to upgrade, or do you need any help in identifying the not so efficient parts of your cooling system? If you want to.
Yeah. So I definitely have a big spend on HVAC systems, and I'm spending close to $10,000 a month just on cooling my facilities, and it's a big pain. I also don't know. I get a lot of spikes, so I'm not sure how to. Some days it's 10,000, some months it's 12,000, some months it's 5,000. So I don't know how to properly categorize that and manage it.
And typically when you have your discussions with your operations teams, what are the pain areas that they talk about? I mean, do they talk about access to information, access to probably some, I mean, if they
Right.
get some alerts that will help them, and what are the things that they speak about that it will help them to consume less energy?
Yeah. So in the interest of this role play, what we'll do is I need, I think your system will really help because I will be able to do a survey internally and understand how much I'm having to pay. And I hope that I should be able to get, my goal is I should be able to get it down to $3,000 after this survey. And I'm not willing to pay for the survey and your services initially. Once that is met, we'll do it. Okay. So now we have this customer conversation, right? It is a typical customer conversation. You guys have hundreds of these. With consent, sir has also recorded it, and you have a goal, right? So what we'll do is we will pause this recording. I will share it with my LLM. So I will just share it with my laptop. I'm just showing you my workflow, yeah, how I would deal with this in terms of using an LLM. So that will help us you will get more ideas on how you can do it. So in the form, I have also given a link for AI Studio, aistudio.google.com. I love this tool. It's free. You can use Gemini's 2.5 Pro APIs. You don't need to know what that is. It's just the chat window. It's just like ChatGPT. But what I really love about it is I can upload media files, YouTube transcripts. I can upload a bunch of different kinds of modalities or file types. In the prompt section, I have a transcript generator prompt. Okay. I paste it. What this does is nothing but it transcribes the entire conversation that we had. This is for, sorry. I just realized that the prompt that I've provided, I need to change because it's specific to Flightbase. Yeah, anywho. So here coming back, what will happen is it will take, it started generating a transcript, okay? And there are a lot of tools for this. You have Circleback, you have Fireflies, a lot of meeting recorders. Why I like this flow is because even if I'm having a conversation in Hindi, even if I'm having it in Gujarati, Marathi, whatever conversation, which we typically do, especially in internal meetings, it does a phenomenal job in transcribing it in English or in English format, which a lot of the US-based transcribing tools don't do natively. So if you're having like an internal meeting in your own local language and you want to standardize everything in English, you can use this, right? Now I have this ready. So I have the transcript ready. I go to my strategy agent, I paste the transcript, and sir ka problem tha ki I want to identify how I can generate ROI for my customers, calculate ROI for my customers with their existing pain points. So I recently had a conversation with a data center management firm. It was an interesting conversation because we identified a lot of pain points around it. I want you to categorize all their different pain points, give a dollar value for the pain points that they have, and based on your understanding of our products, and based on your understanding of our pricing strategy, please help me understand how I can provide a solid ROI for him or her. Now, I'm assuming you have your pricing strategy in this context file. You have all of that. We don't. This flight based, you're not going to get the best output. I'm just showing a workflow that the probability of you getting a really solid output is when you have all the context files in. Yeah? Good? Decent summarization? So flight based clearly doesn't do this, right? But the point is, we are adding guardrails because we are in this project and we are working with our instructions and flight base. It's recommended in flight base. It's not going to ABC Corp from Gwalior who does property management and taking its context and giving it here, right? It's giving me very specific wrong answers, but very specific wrong answers. It's actually not hallucinating. We are hallucinating as humans because I am going to the wrong project and giving it a problem it's not supposed to solve, right? Perfect. Okay, so the goal is, and I'll pause for questions in a bit. The goal is I'll just go through all the prompts. Sales strategy is a prompt which Claude will talk to you to help you, Claude, ChatGPT, will help you understand what the sales strategy is, and you get a one docker where you define your sales org, where you sit in the org, what are your job descriptions, stuff like that. Job description is what you do as an individual. Email analysis is, we did this already. Transcript generator is when you want to generate a transcript from your calls. And YouTube transcript is, you can always give a YouTube video. I really love this hack because like I was thinking about this a bit. Back in the day, you had to read books to be smart, or now you have to watch a bunch of videos to be smart. Before that, you had to actually be in the room with Bill Gates to understand how Bill Gates thinks, right? But social media has democratized that by giving us all these videos. And AI has allowed us to capture or preserve that context in the way we want and use their knowledge compounded by our understanding to solve problems. Like really, really amazing. I love it. And then, yeah, so those are some of the prompts. I'll pause here for some questions. Then we'll get into some advanced like MCPs and Claude Code for a little more advanced workflows.
We are not using projects here, right? I mean, it was simple.
We use projects. So we were in the sales strategy, right? Now your pricing strategy, you will add here. So one more thing is, it's actually a good question. What we did before we started solving the problem, we didn't jump to Claude, right? We did not jump to project ChatGPT ki, bhai mere ko ROI calculation karke do. Nahin, we were thoughtful for a second. We thought, what all context do we need to solve this problem? We need the customer conversation, right? Not on memory. Our memory is weak. We need pricing strategy of SaaS business, mota. We need, 3-4 things. Then we add it into the project file, and you create a specific project for ROI metrics, ROI calculation. You don't need to create a project that does everything, right? And that's why having documents is helpful, because you would have a sales strategy document and you could add it to your GTM strategist, you could add it to your ROI strategist, your roll call play project. You can have different kinds of projects, yeah? So I see, okay, let's make this a little interactive. I want 3 ideas from the group on how you guys would use projects today. Otherwise, we are not going to the next section. Okay? Who wants to volunteer? Raise of hands. Okay, sir.
I want to actually remove all my Jira or around that workflow in the meetings, on the Scrum meetings. I want to take it and just always use this one.
Right. That's a good point. So, what is your Jira pain point today? Like what?
I have to manage it. Yeah, like right now I don't have any Scrum Master or anything like or something project management or so. And basically also like I want to just basically go there, utilize that functionality, but want to spend not more than say half an hour every day.
Got it. How would you set up projects to manage Jira?
So if I have like say 3-4 projects in my company, basically like if I'm talking to the team every 15 minutes, then basically like we decide okay like this is what we are going to achieve in this week, and then we create maybe action items for each person or so. So right now like I want to take it up and then say okay how many we are finished and how many are pending what we are going to do next. Yeah. So this goes into Jira instead of that I have to just pass it to the LLM and then just get it done and then okay everyone sees it. It is possible to do just transcription, but instead of that if it can revise it for the next meeting, that will be really good.
So sir is jumping to MCPs, which is great, but it's good. Like we can actually take that use case up. I know it's not GTM related, but similar, right? HubSpot, any source of truth.
This can happen with the customer.
Yeah. Okay, one idea, second idea, third idea. Guys, I see a lot of people nodding, but let's translate that nods into something. Yeah.
So primarily, we were thinking we have for our product we have 3 different segments, and we were thinking of only enabling the one segment. But now I'm thinking with setting up the context, maybe one of the other segments I will drive, which is purely B2C segment, and give all the context. Let it start doing my all web copies, first emails, meta ads, and set up all the conversations which we are getting through the meta ads back into the context, and then we can do in a second.
Lovely. That's a great use case because I'll actually take that up. I'll show how we can do that. Perfect. Anyone else? Third, come on. Yeah.
See, as of now we are already using a bit of AI outside agents for our sales and marketing team. However, we wanted to speed up some of the processes, which is like drafting the emails, right? Presentation creations, proposal writing, right? And maybe the big problem statement here is to the time span we actually spend once we receive the requirement, the ability to analyze that, and then we get the estimations, right? So estimation is a twofold way. One is the estimations on the efforts, the second is on the costing. We have to run behind 2 different people, 2 different stakeholders. So probably by giving a lot of data sources we have used earlier and trying to see how I can get the best possible with the good drafted proposals, rather than winning proposals I would say, and very close estimated numbers, very close technology estimations and efforts. So what I'm trying to achieve out of this session. So that's what I wanted to achieve. So I hope once I go back I will be able to create my own agent that might help me reduce at least 30-40% of my efforts by next 2 or 3 weeks. So what I'm trying to win from this probably practice.
Yeah. And who's creating these proposals? You said. Are you creating these proposals, or your team is creating proposals, right? So, like just your vision of how proposals should be, winning proposals that you mentioned, just translating that context across or moving that context across the chain, the team,
yes,
right, can be done from the top down. So you see a lot of files that I have here are strategy files, right? Like, beta program strategy. Ma'am said that she has a B2C strategy. Now, if you want some of your team members to contribute, you can always share that context file. And this is what I want, right? No conversations, no chats, none of that. If they say, ma'am, मुझे 1 घंटे का meeting चाहिए, ठीक है? First brainstorm with LLM, बात कर, फिर सवाल होंगे, come to me, we'll do it in 5 minutes. We don't need 1 hour, right? So that is one way. And then estimation is an interesting problem statement that's, I think, very contextual to your organization. So I'll let you pick that up. But yeah, great. So we have 3 ideas. One is system of records. How do I update them? How do I know? So firstly, how do I update and keep them up to date? Second was from ma'am that she wants a great use case that I can take up a new project, a B2C product, and pull in some data from meta ads, brainstorm on that, and maybe lead it independently. And then sir said about proposals. I think that we have covered. So we have, we have half an hour. Perfect. So what we'll do now is we'll talk about MCPs. Okay? How many of you know what MCPs are? I know I did that, but yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people, 6 people. Anyone wants to volunteer to give it a shot as to what MCPs are? Like just explain it to the crowd? Yeah. Mike, yeah, can you pass that please? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, now MCPs are model context protocols where say the model is associated with a say LLM server, and it's a client server protocol, and here the client gives say additional context to the LLM so that it can generate better output. So this is a kind of like usually how the model context protocol works. It is very popularly used for say tools like Jira and even say kind of Postgres, many tools, and we can easily plug this into code generation tools like Cursor, so that Cursor when it generates code it gets a lot of context to it.
Perfect. So a very techie answer, which is good, correct, but techie answer. So let me translate it or give it a shot to translate it into GTM strategy point of view. Okay. Abhi we spoke a lot about context. Projects में हमने क्या किया? We gave it manually, we gave it context, and we updated it, right? Now, if you want to work with your meta ads, how will you do it? You will go to meta ads, or you may go to your Excel file and export it, upload it, and then work with it, right? Lot of manual steps. So, LLM has all the public knowledge, projects have your knowledge, but your tools or your products that you use, Jira, HubSpot, Meta Ads, Confluent, whatever you use, how do I give the LLM, जो सर ने server बोला, LLM, the relevant context from projects, so we give manually, but from these tools, right? And MCP is nothing but it's a protocol, it's a simple tool, something that some techies have built that gives LLM context or understanding on tool. Like it gives them tools and it gives them a way to call those tools depending on the ask of the user. So if I say, you don't have to be specific about meta ads. You say, hey boss, how are my ads doing today? You may have meta ads, you may have Insta ad, you may have Google ads, you may have LinkedIn ads, you may have 4 different tools, 4 different sources. As long as, what will the LLM know? LLM will go to project file, say, ki how does user X look at ads? What is their ad revenue strategy? And then it will look at the relevant tools that it has. कि अब मेरे पास क्या टूल्स हैं कि मैं इनके सवाल का सही जवाब दूं. And then it looks at, okay, I have Meta MCP, I have Facebook, Google MCP, LinkedIn MCP. It has the ability to reason, understand, call those tools, and get the LLM relevant context. Just such as, okay, last week Meta Ads did XYZ, and Meta Ads also has so many layers, right? Your brand strategy might say Instagram is number 1 and Facebook is number 10. So your project file has that Instagram is number 1. And quarter 1 mein we are only focusing on Instagram. So the tool that it will call is the specific tool. Ki we only want Insta ads. We don't want all of the data in the world, right? Let me give you an example. Agar ye thoda upar se gaya, it's very intuitive when you actually set this up. सबसे बड़ा friction कहाँ आता है? Setting it up, right? Actually understanding what it can do and then setting it up. Once that is done, it is breeze. Let me show you. Right. So I said, hey, what is the email of Shaul Muldoon? I didn't even have to say from HubSpot, but I was a little explicit. From HubSpot, because I know Sean Muldoon is a guy that I work with, उसका HubSpot में record है. Based on the latest engagement with him, can you please help me draft an email as a touch point? Simple. I showed this previously. I will help you find Sean Muldoon's email and draft a follow-up email based on your latest engagement with him. Instruction समझा, but email कहाँ से निकालेगा? Latest engagement कहाँ से निकालेगा? HubSpot से. तो it said I have get user details tool. एक tool है जो मेरे को बताता है सारे users HubSpot पे कौन है. It searched and it said now let me search Sean Muldoon. Great, I found Sean Muldoon's contact information. This is his email. मैंने कुछ नहीं दिया, right? Then it said Sean Muldoon की ये कुंडली है. He's associated with 9 deals. He was last contacted in July. The last sales activity was this. बहुत time हो गया. The latest significant deal was this. And then based on all of that and the project context ki how I write emails, it wrote an email. Now, create a draft for Sean based on the email we wrote. Without you looking, what will it do? Can you imagine? If you were to write this email, अब आप क्या करते? ये email को आपको लिखना, आप क्या करोगे? आप कॉपी करोगे, जीमेल पे जाओगे, आउटलुक पे जाओगे, शॉन मल्डून पेस्ट करोगे, फिर ईमेल पेस्ट करोगे और फिर सेंड करोगे. We are working with the same draft and use the relevant tools that you have to create a draft on the Gmail on Gmail. But MCP allows the LLM to take these actions on your behalf. Of course, by it's not set up here maybe, but जैसे I'll give a better example here. जैसे I drafted this email today, right, for you guys. I sent out an email to you guys. I did not have to copy paste anything. I just told my LLM, ये सारे contacts हैं, इनको email भेज दो. It took the email, it went to Zapier. Has anyone used Zapier here? Raise of hands. Right, so we'll talk about Zapier MCP in a bit and then we'll show how to set all of this up. Okay? But the idea is it goes to the MCP and it creates a draft in my drafts and sends it. Right? And I decided to create a draft because I wanted to check it once before I sent it, but you can automate that as well. Now imagine this being your Jira tickets. Fetch all my Jira tickets for this week, update all my Jira tickets. Right? Fetch all my deals from HubSpot, fetch all the ad content from, wherever I have my ad details. And then you can give relevant context to your LLM to strategize better. Simple. ठीक है? Okay. किसके ऊपर से गया and it's okay. Like, ठीक है. 2-3 लोगों के ऊपर से गया. No problem. This is a intermediary thing. Let's first set up projects जिसके भी ऊपर से गया. Project setup करो, आपको खुद से ही समझ आएगा. आप जब context देते देते आपके हाथ थक जाएंगे copy paste करते करते, आप खुद ही एक MCP देख लेके setup कर लो. ठीक है? Now, let me share a hack on how to set up MCPs very quickly. Now for all the techies here, JSON file में config में जाके edit करो, फिर एक key generate करो, key copy करके paste करो, नहीं करना है कुछ. Go to mcp.zapier.com. This is in beta. Still, it's free. You can use it as much as you want. What you need to do, you guys can follow this later, watch this video, but I'll show you. You can click on new MCP server, select a client, and one disclaimer, MCPs only work with Claude. So ये Gmail, ये ChatGPT भी करता है, but it's called connectors. So you need to like add from app and you need to go and do connectors. But you can figure it out. MCP for ChatGPT डालो तो कुछ ना कुछ आ जाएगा, connectors आ जाते हैं. But for Claude, it's very intuitive. They came up with this concept. So it's natively available. You select Claude. Okay, I've already set this up. And you name it any MCP server that you want. And once you've set up this server, it's very intuitive. You can you can give your LLM whatever tools you want. If you want to give Jira, It'll search for a bit. It should have Jira. Anyway, I'll just show what Jira hai na idhar. So point is ये पता नहीं internet नहीं load हो रहा है, but any tool that you want. So in HubSpot you can select a set of tools that you want to give it access to, and you can fetch that context. Same thing with, so I'll show you what all I've set up. Asana को use करता है तो I have set it up on Asana for myself. HubSpot, Typeform, different kinds of tools. And all you need to do is go to Claude, new chat, and add connectors. In fact, you can do it natively also from here. Huh? Like Claude has made it very easy. पहले ये इतना easy नहीं था. Claude ने अभी ये natively कर दिया है. तो ये तो बहुत ही easy है. मतलब in fact इधर से ही करते हैं. कोई तो जैसे Zapier I have set it up. But if you have any app like say Asana, you can just click on plus. It will take you to your Asana page. You read what you want to give, of course. Not encouraging you to give everything. But then I'm fine, I know what this is. I allow open Claude and it's set up. So what are all my due activities from Asana? I'll have to quit this and then open it again. What are all my due activities from Asana? Sorry. Right. So maybe that didn't get configured. We can try it again. But the point is, जैसे HubSpot का दिखा ना, वैसे ही वो जाके it'll go fetch from whatever tool you want and get it enough context. I think we are clear with this. Any doubts here? Any doubts?
So, how easy it is with the Microsoft Office?
It's pretty easy because I know.
All the MS tools, like.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't tried out Copilot, but Copilot is quite. Copilot also has these features, a lot of these, like deep research, and also you can create agents. I was seeing here someday. And any which ways, like for ChatGPT, you have connectors on like OneDrive and stuff. So you can work with the connectors that you have. And also in like you just need to explore a little. Like I haven't done that yet. I know natively with Gmail, it's very straightforward. You can check for yourself as to how it is with Microsoft, but it's not too bad. 19-20 का फर्क रहेगा. Right? Any other questions? Yes.
I can just on this topic of managing tasks. So I can ask questions like, what are the important tasks that my team is not
doing?
attention to?
Yeah. It can help you.
Basically, I may not bubble up those things which are not happening.
Yeah. So prompt like, boss, what are the tasks that my team has not completed from yesterday? Please escalate it on Slack with an angry emoji. So it'll go fetch it from Asana and then put out a message on Slack. And if it misses the angry emoji, you make sure that you say the angry emoji. So yeah, you can definitely do such things, and that's what is really powerful. Like when you get into this space, you're in the 80-90% of power users. Yeah, you're already there. This is SOTA right now. And there are folks who have 100, 200 MCPs, and if you have a prompt which has multiple tools involved, कि जैसे मैंने Asana, Slack का example दिया, there are so many other tools, and you can and talk to your devs actually, talk to your developers, talk to your teams internally. They may have set up MCPs for their own databases as well. So as a finance guy, if you're a finance person or if you're a sales person, you may have some legacy system जिस पे आप data store करते हो, right? And your devs may have set up MCPs for those particular databases because they themselves are using it accordingly, to fetch information. Check कर लो तो बढ़िया है. Next अपन जाते हैं because we have 10 minutes, so we'll take 5 minutes to just cover a few recommendations and tips. So what is the biggest challenge that you will face with projects? Let's talk about projects for a bit, okay? Is laziness to update the projects, preserving context. Best way is ask, whenever you have long conversations. Now, we haven't created a proposal yet, right? The first time you create a proposal, you will have probably 10-20 chats where you're talking back and forth. At the end of that, give it a prompt, hey, summarize everything, give it a read, make sure that it's proper, and then add it to your project files. It takes a little bit time, but it is so much easier to do than to work with someone. With humans, how does it work? You tell someone, you need to be doing this, they'll do it. If they're great, they'll remember. If they're not, then you tell them again, then you tell them again, and then you tell them again. And, fifth time lucky, it may work. With LLMs, that's not the case. You need to tell it once, but you need to tell it properly. If you tell them anything galat, then वो अपने रास्ते जाएगा, right? Which you don't want it to happen. So keep curating your context for your project files. Next is record meetings whenever possible, internal meetings. That example that I gave of, if you're discussing strategy, record it, transcribe it, summarize it, share it. Keep it with yourself. It's sensitive. Use it for your project files, right? And third is talk to your LLMs. I do so much more than just work. I use it for managing my finances. I use it for journaling. I use it for a lot of other auxiliary use cases. And जितना आप बात करोगे, आप सोचो कि ये task मैं LLM के through कैसे कर सकता हूँ. What you will realize that there are some tasks that are great, some tasks that are not there yet. But at least you will know how to use these tools. Like MCP का एक दिक्कत आपको आएगा कि the prompt that you need to write to invoke tools has to be a little specific, right? And that you will know once you keep trying. But you need to set all of this up. But एक जो word आपने बोला जो बहुत सही लगा मुझे is winning proposal. Proposal कोई भी बना सकता है. But वो winning proposal बनाने के लिए आप ये जब setup करोगे आपका probability बढ़ेगा. Your right to win increases. Yeah? So those were 3 tips. Now some tools, because my friend Jeet is also here, you can talk to him later, is firstly GenSpark. GenSpark is a great tool for agentic frameworks. Like अगर आपको कुछ fetch करना है, prospects का list चाहिए, जैसे hey, give me prospect. I actually used GenSpark yesterday, so let me show you how I did it. Yeah. So what I did was I had a persona in mind that I have been working with for the last 2 months, and it's been working well for us. So I thought, let me do a quick deep dive on the same persona and understand, get a list of other people from this industry. So how you would use Apollo for this prospecting ke liye, how you would use Google, LinkedIn. It does all of that. It does exactly all of that, but it does it in an agentic way by calling all those tools. So it's searching for everything on Google, LinkedIn, Apollo, and ये सब आपको लाके एक sheet दे देता है. So now I have a list of 20 people that I'm very confident with. It's 80% there. I can start running my campaign. This happens in 2 minutes. So not just this, creating proposals, slides, decks. GenSpark is really helpful. Whisperflow we spoke about. There's a funny story. All of us started using Whisperflow a couple of weeks back. It's just been a couple of weeks. And this week, they had an outage. Like their servers went down for 1 hour. people were helpless. Like भाई मेरे को type नहीं करना है. मैं what do I do? And then we started downloading their competitors for that 1 hour. And then we realized that their competitors weren't that great. So we switched back to Whisperflow. Point is, the way AI tools change how you work is so fast. Like Whisperflow is one of them, like one of those examples where it's so intuitive to use. It's very nice. Clay, Apollo,
I want to add
yeah.
something. So initially, a lot of times, even internally, people had a big challenge to, they're not comfortable talking on the microphone. They'd be like, I would rather type it out because it's easier to articulate, and I don't want to press the microphone. So initially, if you get over that uncomfortable feeling, also think about it in this way, that most of us as Indians, even though we have very fluent in English, we have a problem with articulation, using good words to talk. And whenever we have these public speaking, we usually do not have that oratory skill that usually people in the West have, right? And we all want to get that. So if you start doing this practice of just talking on the microphone, it will just help you with that. So keep that in mind and maybe try to use it even if you are not using.
Does it do a better job than the native?
Yeah. Actually, it does. Native, as in the dictation on Apple, no. So like it.
Apple or any other
Yeah.
AI tool?
Even the Copilot has.
What it does now, and it's very intuitive. What it does, if you fumble sometimes, like no, not actually that. It'll cut all of that, and it'll only give you what is relevant. If you break down a task like this. I want you to create a proposal, but for doing that, I want you to first research our prospects, then do a template, and then XYZ. Okay, it didn't do it now, but what it would do typically, if it would break it down into sub-points, plus it also has modes. So like if you're in Gmail and if you're writing an email in Gmail, it'll format it as an email, which is really cool. So try it out, you'll figure out hacks for it. Yeah.
It works across all the apps.
Yeah.
So it's like a local app. So anywhere you are open, like if your ChatGPT is open, it will paste it there, and even if it doesn't, so the local app will have it. You just have to copy.
So all of this is also getting recorded. So all this transcribe is not typically Apple dictation. You do it and there's no record. But right now you can actually go to Flow and all those chats are there. So even it could be like a 15-minute chat that you're doing, or a thought that came to your mind, right? You then start using it like even a voice memo, but then it actually crafts everything in a very good language, because again, that it uses voice language models to finally fine-tune what you have said.
And you can actually whisper.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk out loud, it will take in everything.
I think that I sit beside her, so she's telling me to whisper when I talk to. No. So just see the number of words I've written and the typing speed that I have on this. I type at 60 words per minute. That's decent. But with talking, you can just go up to 140. So it's very, very useful. We need to write to Whisperflow, bro. We need that commission if people start using.
Everyone sitting around and just talking on the microphone of the. It's very funny. So.
Yeah. So Clay Apollo for prospecting, it's helpful. GenSpark also you can use. Apollo for like enrichment of emails. I think that's pretty standard. Zapier Agent MCP. I spoke about Zapier MCP. All these links are there in the form. Okay, so you guys can access it there. And Zapier MCP helps you set up MCPs rather easily. So you can do that. It's got easy to flow steps. Next is Circleback or Fireflies or Granola. So like tools such as Fireflies, what will help you do is record your meetings, Gmail meetings, in-person meetings. And my ex-colleague told me that you can also set up an MCP for Fireflies now. Native, okay. That's great. So Fireflies is a good tool. He works for Fireflies. And he used to work at Flightbase. So.
Fireflies is for meetings.
I know I have a subscription, but I'm just thinking that if I have Whisperflow, I can just turn it on everywhere and then let it record.
I mean, there are more benefits of having the speaker labeling.
Use of, like, I have tons of
Diarization.
right now. How do I now?
So we did that.
Let's see which one is creating what value. But Fireplace has very different kind of motive. On the call, you could have 3-4 people talking and on this label and everything. Yeah.
Plus, but with Firefly, like, let's say updating your CRM can be automated with notes and all that. Then we now have reporting and stuff, so you can include all of your prompts, AI apps and all that. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
I'm just thinking how to cut down.
But Whisperflow is just for text to speech. Like it has very accurate text to speech. Sorry, speech to text.
Right. So that was my time. Let me see if I've missed. I have it all. So thank you so much.